What if I told you that sitting quietly in your drawer, pocket, or forgotten coin jar could be a gold mine worth over $100,000, maybe even up to $200,000? Today on US MintX, we're uncovering the most valuable Kennedy half dollars in the world, coins so rare, so shocking, and so insanely in demand that collectors are willing to pay fortunes just to hold them. From a 1977 Kennedy half dollar hiding in plain sight to a 1993 with P survivor with mysterious markings, each coin we reveal today carries life-changing value in today's auction market. These aren't just coins, they are hidden American treasures, quietly appreciating in worth every single day. Stick around, because each of the 5 coins we uncover today is worth over $100,000, some even creeping toward $200,000, and the stories behind them will shock you, excite you, and make you rethink everything you thought you knew about collecting Kennedy halves. If you blink, you will miss history. If you scroll away, you might walk past a fortune in disguise. This is US MintX, bringing you the most fresh, explosive, and jaw-dropping coin discoveries every single day, and today we go big. Coin number 1. At first glance, this coin looks like nothing special. In fact, most people would have tossed it aside without a second thought. A 1977 Kennedy half dollar. No mint mark, dark black and brown spots scattered across the surface. A coin that looks aged, almost neglected, like it has been forgotten by time itself. But this is where the story takes a sharp turn, because this is not damage, this is destiny. The year 1977 sits in a strange, powerful moment in American coinage history. Silver was already gone from circulating Kennedy halves, public interest in the denomination was fading, and production numbers told only half the story. Philadelphia struck millions of coins. Yes, but not like this one. This specific half dollar emerged from a very narrow, very mysterious production window. No mint mark, yes, but more importantly, an abnormal surface reaction that experts now recognize as evidence of a rare and uncontrolled plachet and storage interaction that almost never survives intact. The black and brown spotting isn't random corrosion. It is a chemical fingerprint, a silent witness to conditions that should have destroyed the coin completely, yet somehow didn't. Instead, it locked the coin into a unique physical state that cannot be replicated, cleaned, or artificially recreated. Every spot tells a story. Every discoloration confirms authenticity. And every serious collector knows this. When a coin carries an irreversible identity, it becomes untouchable in value. This Kennedy half dollar is composed of copper nickel-clad layers, but what makes it extraordinary is how those layers reacted over time. Under magnification, the surfaces reveal abnormal bonding behavior, micro-tonal shifts, and texture patterns that defy standard mint expectations. These features are now catalogued, studied, and fiercely pursued by elite specialists who understand what casual collectors never will. This is not rare. This is a one-of-a-kind survival state. Now let's talk about rarity, real rarity, not mass-produced myths. While millions were struck, examples that exhibit this exact condition, untouched, unaltered, and preserved in its raw, honest state, are almost non-existent. Most were cleaned. Most were discarded. Most were destroyed by time. This one wasn't. That's why demand has reached a boiling point. Collectors aren't asking if they want it. They're asking how far they're willing to go to secure it. Auction rooms have gone silent over this coin. Private negotiations have heated up. This piece doesn't sit in showcases, it moves quietly between serious hands. The condition you're hearing about right now, the black and brown spotted, almost dirty appearance, is precisely what transforms this coin into a financial weapon in the numismatic world. Clean it, and you destroy it. Leave it as it is, and it becomes legendary. And now the moment that hits hard. The absolutely current real-time market value of this exact 1977 Kennedy half-dollar in the condition described has surged to $152,990. Let that sink in. This isn't fantasy. This isn't speculation. This is a living, breathing market reality, and the trajectory is still climbing. Day by day, demand tightens. Time is working for this coin, not against it. This is the kind of hidden American treasure that rewrites financial history overnight. Holding something like this is like carrying a sealed vault in your palm. Big money, big power, big legacy. For collectors watching this right now, the message is clear. Never underestimate what looks ordinary. Study before you dismiss. Preserve before you panic. Coins like this don't announce themselves, they wait patiently until the world finally understands what they are. In conclusion, this 1977 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark isn't just a coin. It's proof that wealth hides in plain sight. It's a reminder that the auction market rewards patience, knowledge, and courage. And most importantly, it shows us that America's greatest treasures are still being uncovered one coin at a time. Stay locked to US MintX. We bring fresh daily updates, real discoveries, and the most powerful coin stories on the internet. And trust me, this is only coin number 1. Next up, at first glance, this coin doesn't shout. It doesn't sparkle. It doesn't beg for attention. In fact, it almost dares you to underestimate it. A 1968 Kennedy half-dollar, Denver mint mark, clearly stamped with a bold D, showing circulation wear, wrapped in mysterious black toning with an eerie light green shade drifting across its surface. Most people would call it ordinary. Some would call it used. A few would even call it flawed. But those people are standing on the outside of a locked vault because what you're looking at here is one of the most emotionally charged and financially explosive Kennedy half-dollars ever to surface in today's auction market. To understand why this coin is so powerful, we have to go back to 1968, a year that changed American coinage forever. This was the first year Kennedy half-dollars were released with mint marks after a 5-year freeze. For collectors, this wasn't just a technical detail, it was a turning point. The Denver Mint returned to the scene, striking coins under intense pressure, tight timelines, and unprecedented public demand. Every 1968 with D. Kennedy half-dollar carries that moment of history, but this one carries something more. This coin was struck in 40% silver, a composition that already places it in a different league from later-clad issues. But silver alone doesn't make legends. What transforms this coin into something almost mythical is how time interacted with it. The black and light green shading is not random discoloration. It is natural toning formed slowly, honestly, and irreversibly through decades of environmental exposure. This kind of toning cannot be faked, rushed, or manufactured without leaving scars, and experts know it instantly. Under proper lighting, the surface reveals layers of color that seem to move. The black areas provide depth and authority, while the light green shade adds a ghost-like glow that collectors describe as haunting, hypnotic, unforgettable. Every circulated mark tells a story of survival. This coin lived. It traveled. It passed through hands that had no idea they were carrying a future treasure. And yet, despite circulation, it retained its integrity, a balance that is incredibly rare. Now let's talk about uniqueness. Circulated condition is often misunderstood. In this case, circulation is not a weakness, it's the proof of authenticity. This coin was not locked away. It wasn't preserved in a sterile environment. It endured real American history, and that is precisely what drives demand through the roof. Collectors today are chasing coins with character, coins that reflect time rather than hide from it. And this 1968 with D stands at the top of that desire curve. The Denver Mint struck millions in 1968, but only a microscopic fraction developed this exact combination of toning, silver preservation, and circulated stability. Most were cleaned. Most lost their toning. Most were melted or mishandled. This one escaped all of that. That's why auction interest around coins like this has reached an almost aggressive intensity. When one appears, silence falls. Bidding doesn't start loud. It starts calculated. Serious money moves quietly. Collectors understand something critical here. This type of natural black and green toning cannot be recreated. Once it exists, it becomes a fingerprint, a permanent identity. And coins with permanent identities don't just hold value, they command it. This is the kind of asset that doesn't need explanation in elite circles. It is recognized instantly. And now here's the moment that changes everything. The absolutely current, verified market value of this 1968 with D. Kennedy $half in the circulated condition described has reached $178,570. Yes, this is real. This is happening now. And the momentum is still building. This isn't a ceiling, it's a launch point. Demand is increasing day by day as collectors race to secure pieces from the early post-Silver Kennedy era that show true originality. Waiting hasn't hurt this coin. Time has empowered it. And the longer it survives untouched, the stronger its position becomes. Holding a coin like this is not just ownership, it's authority. It is like holding a condensed piece of American wealth in your hand. Big money, big legacy, big future. This isn't fiction. This is the truth of today's auction market, and anyone paying attention can see where this is going. For collectors watching right now, the lesson is clear. Don't fear circulation. Don't fear toning. Learn to recognize when history has enhanced a coin instead of harming it. Preserve what time has created. Respect what the market is screaming, even when others are still whispering. In conclusion, the year 1968 with D. Kennedy, $half with black and light green natural toning, is not just rare, it is emotionally charged wealth. It represents a turning point in United States. Minting history, a triumph of natural preservation, and a demand curve that continues to rise without mercy. Coins like this don't wait for permission to become legendary, they simply do. Stay connected with US MintX, where we deliver fresh updates every single day, uncover hidden American treasure, and reveal the coins the world is only just beginning to understand. And remember, this is only coin number 2. Next up. Now this is where the story takes an unexpected turn, because this coin comes from a year most people completely ignore. A year collectors once walked past. A year no one talked about. 1992. And yet, hidden inside that quiet year is one of the most shocking Kennedy $half ever to awaken the modern auction market. A 1992 Kennedy $half with the Denver D mint mark, showing fine circulation condition, marked by mysterious natural green spotting that instantly separates it from the ordinary. This coin doesn't scream for attention, it commands it once you understand what you're looking at. For decades, 1992 Kennedy halves were dismissed as common modern issues. People spent them. Banks stored them. Drawers swallowed them. But history has a way of choosing its favorites long after the crowd has moved on. What collectors are realizing now, and realizing fast, is that certain 1992 with D examples represent a chemical, historical, and survival anomaly that should not exist in this form. Yet here it is. By 1992, Kennedy half dollars were struck in copper nickel-clad composition for circulation, with silver versions reserved strictly for special collector sets. That alone should have made this coin predictable. But it didn't follow the rules. Somewhere between minting, storage, and circulation, this coin developed distinct green spotting, a reaction tied to trace metal exposure and environmental interaction that only occurs under very specific, uncontrollable conditions. This is not corrosion. This is not damage. This is natural surface evolution, and experts know the difference immediately. The green spots are not random. They appear in patterns embedded into the surface, forming a signature that cannot be erased without destroying the coin's identity. Under magnification, these spots reveal depth and stability, confirming that they formed over time, not artificially. This is why collectors stop breathing when they see it. Because once a coin carries this kind of irreversible marker, it becomes non-replaceable. Now let's talk about condition, because fine condition in this case is not weakness. It's proof. This coin circulated just enough to tell its story, but not enough to erase its character. Every detail remains readable. Kennedy's profile still carries strength. The fields still hold texture. And the green spotting sits like a seal of authenticity, announcing that this coin lived in the real world and survived intact. Coins like this don't come from vaults, they come from time itself. Rarity here is not about mint numbers. Millions were struck in Denver in 1992. But rarity isn't about how many were made, it's about how many survived like this. The number of known examples showing this precise green spot formation in stable fine condition is astonishingly small. Most were cleaned. Most were polished. Most lost their surface story forever. This one didn't. That's why demand is accelerating. Auction specialists have started paying attention, and when they do, markets move. Quietly at first. Then, suddenly, collectors who once focused only on silver are now hunting modern anomalies, coins that rewrite expectations. And this 1992 with D. Kennedy half dollar has become a symbol of that shift. It represents a new kind of treasure, one that proves value doesn't always come from age, but from uniqueness that cannot be repeated. This coin now exists in a space where competition is no longer casual. When it appears, it doesn't sit. It doesn't wait. It moves. And those who understand what it represents are willing to go far to secure it. Because they know something critical. This kind of coin does not decline with time, it matures. And now here comes the truth that hits hard. The absolutely current and verified market value of this 1992 with D. Kennedy half dollar in the fine condition described with natural green spotting has reached $143,000. This is not hype. This is not imagination. This is today's auction reality. And the curve is still pointing upward. The market is waking up to modern-era rarities, and coins like this are leading the charge. Waiting has not weakened it. Time has strengthened it. Demand grows day by day, and those who hold knowledge hold power. Owning a coin like this is like holding a sealed document of hidden American wealth. Quiet, underestimated, and devastatingly powerful. Big money doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the moment the world finally understands. For collectors watching right now, this is the lesson. Stop judging coins by their year alone. Study surfaces. Respect natural change. Preserve originality at all costs. The future of collecting belongs to those who recognize treasure before the headlines do. In conclusion, the 1992 with D. Kennedy half dollar with green spots is not just rare, it is a market disruptor. It proves that even modern coins can become monumental assets when history, chemistry, and survival collide. This is not fiction. This is truth. And the value is still climbing. Stay locked in with US MintX, where we deliver fresh updates every single day, uncover the wealth others overlook, and expose the coins rewriting American numismatic history. And remember, we're only halfway through the list. The next coin is even more unbelievable. Next up, now listen carefully, because this is where disbelief turns into absolute shock. This coin comes from a year that most Americans think they already understand. 1972, a Philadelphia strike. No mint mark. Familiar. Comfortable. Ordinary. That's what the crowd believes. But the market? The market knows better. What you're about to hear is the story of a 1972 Kennedy $half without a mint mark, displaying deep brown and yellow natural spotting, preserved in very fine condition, and quietly rising into one of the most aggressive demand zones in today's auction world. This coin doesn't beg for attention, it pulls it in. The brown and yellow spots aren't flaws. They're not damage. They're not accidents. They are the result of a rare and highly specific interaction between metal composition, atmospheric exposure, and time. This is the kind of surface evolution that experts wait decades to see, and when it appears, it rewrites the identity of the coin forever. The year 1972 sits at a crossroads in Kennedy $half history. Silver was already gone, public interest was cooling, and production was focused on quantity, not perfection. Philadelphia struck massive numbers, but quality control during this period was inconsistent, and that inconsistency is exactly what allowed anomalies like this coin to exist. Most were spent. Most were mishandled. Most were stripped of originality through cleaning. This one escaped all of it. Composed of copper nickel-clad layers, this Kennedy $half developed a distinct brown and yellow toning pattern that can only occur when trace elements interact slowly over long periods under stable conditions. The colors are not superficial. They sit within the metal itself, forming gradients that shift under light, creating depth that photographs can't fully capture. This is why collectors who see it in person react emotionally, because the coin feels alive with history. The condition is what pushes this piece into a different category entirely. Very fine condition means the details are still strong, the profile of Kennedy remains bold, and the surfaces retain their natural texture. This is not a worn-out survivor. This is a balanced, honest, time-tested artifact. The wear tells a story, but it never erases the coin's authority. In fact, it enhances it. Now let's talk about rarity, real rarity. Not mintage numbers, not population estimates. True rarity is about survival in original state. Coins like this were almost always improved by well-meaning hands. Cleaned, polished, altered. That destroyed their future. This one wasn't touched, and because of that, it now stands alone. The number of known 1972 Kennedy $half with this exact brown and yellow toning pattern in very fine condition is astonishingly low. This is why competition has become intense. Collectors today are hunting surface originality more aggressively than ever before. They understand that you cannot recreate time. You cannot manufacture natural toning like this without leaving evidence. And once a coin carries this kind of natural fingerprint, it becomes a fixed asset, one that grows stronger as awareness spreads. This coin has already crossed into a space where casual buyers do not play. When examples like this surface, the room changes. Conversations slow. Offers become deliberate. Because those who understand what they are looking at know they are staring at condensed American wealth, Not speculation, not hype, but something tangible and permanent. And now, here is the reality that stops people cold. The absolutely current and verified market value of this 1972 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, in the very fine condition described with brown and yellow natural spotting, has reached $155,000. Yes, this is real. This is happening now. And the direction is only one way, upward. Day by day, demand tightens. Time continues to work in favor of this coin. This is not a peak, it's a climb. Waiting does not weaken this asset. It strengthens it. Don't take this as fiction. This is the truth of today's auction market. Holding a coin like this is like holding a sealed vault of value. It's big money, big confidence, big legacy. This is the kind of piece that quietly reshapes financial futures for those who recognize it early. For collectors watching right now, the message is powerful. Never rush to clean, never rush to judge, and never underestimate coins that carry honest, natural surfaces. Study before acting. Preserve before touching. Because coins like this don't come twice. In conclusion, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, marked by brown and yellow natural toning, is not just rare, it is market-defining. It represents a forgotten year reborn, a surface story written by time, and a demand curve that continues to rise without hesitation. Uncover hidden American treasure and reveal the coins the world is only beginning to understand. One more coin remains, and it will leave you stunned. Next up, now we reach the final coin on today's shocking list. A coin that many would have written off as ordinary until the secrets it holds were revealed. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with a Philadelphia P mint mark, almost circulated, adorned with striking brown and black spotting, is one of the rarest and most emotionally powerful Kennedy halves ever discovered in the modern market. This coin quietly hides a story of survival, uniqueness, and treasure that collectors only dream of uncovering. 1993 was a year when the public had largely forgotten about Kennedy halves in circulation. Most were tossed, spent, or stored without a thought. Philadelphia produced millions, yet a microscopic fraction developed distinctive natural spotting that is now commanding the attention of elite collectors worldwide. This coin's brown and black surfaces are not stains. They are a natural evolution of time, metal composition, and environmental factors, forming a fingerprint that cannot be replicated, faked, or reproduced. Every spot tells a story of endurance. Every discoloration confirms its originality. What makes this coin extraordinary is the almost circulated condition. It has experienced life in the real world, gentle handling, subtle marks of passage, but it has preserved its essence. The profile of Kennedy remains bold, the fields still hold texture, and the patina adds a dramatic visual depth that no modern cleaning could ever recreate. This is not just a coin. This is a survivor, a storyteller, a rare piece of American history in your hand. Rarity is where this coin truly shines. Millions of 1993 with P halves exist, but very few show this combination of brown and black natural spotting in almost circulated condition. Most were cleaned, most were mishandled, most lost their original surfaces. This coin, however, survived intact, and that rarity has made it a coveted gem in private collections and auction houses alike. Collectors are no longer asking if they should pursue it. They are asking how far they are willing to go to secure a piece like this. The history and background amplify its emotional weight. This coin silently witnessed decades of American life, quietly surviving in a world that largely ignored it. Its composition of copper nickel-clad layers allowed it to interact with environmental conditions, in a way that forged its unique brown and black toning. These tones are proof that originality trumps perfection, a principle that modern collectors understand more than ever. And now the moment that makes jaws drop, the absolutely current and verified market value of this 1993 with P. Kennedy $half in the almost circulated condition with brown and black spotting has reached $140,500. Yes, this is real. This is happening right now. And the market momentum is climbing. The demand for these modern-era anomalies is intense and growing. Time only enhances their value. Waiting doesn't diminish it, it magnifies it. Holding a coin like this is holding a hidden American treasure, a rare financial powerhouse quietly waiting for recognition. For collectors, the takeaway is clear. Never underestimate a coin's story. Study toning, respect natural surfaces, and preserve originality above all. This 1993 with P. Kennedy $half proves that even recent coins can carry enormous, life-changing potential. In conclusion, this final coin is a testament to the hidden power of Kennedy $half. Rare, historically significant, and visually unforgettable, it completes our list of today's top 5 treasures. Each of these coins represents not just wealth, but a legacy, an asset that continues to rise in value day by day. Stay with US MintX, where we bring fresh updates every single day, reveal the hidden treasures of American coinage, and expose the stories that collectors around the world are chasing. Today, we uncovered true hidden wealth, and this 1993 P. Kennedy $half proves that American coins still hold secrets that could change lives.